This is the SHL Network. To be champions, you must work hard. Every shot, every goal, unlocking your potential. Because when the puck drops, it's game time.
From West Meadows Ice Arena, we are live for the semifinals of the Red Varsity here from Rolling Meadows. Alongside Dylan Ward and Luke Jordan, I am Max Anderson, and we have game one of these semifinals here between New Trier and St. Viator. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the broadcast. We're so happy you could join us for this Final Four matchup here on Championship Saturday. Looking at St. Viator to start, Luke, the 4 seed coming into this. They actually won the season series against New Trier this season.
Yeah, they really impressed against these Trevians, a top team in the state. And it really, just looking at the statistics, they were the only team in the SHL to win a season series against New Trier Green. If there's one team statistically who can knock off the Trevians in the state playoffs, it is these Lions in white.
And for more on how they're going to look to do that, we're going to send it down to ice level, where our very own Wes Anderson is standing by with St. Viator head coach John Sclafini. Wes.
Thanks, guys. Coach Brock Perry makes 22 saves on 23 shots in that Iggy game. He sported a .956 save percentage. What's impressed you so much about him on this state run?
His focus. He has a private goalie coach that he uses. He uses our time at the practices to make sure he is in line with everything he needs to do. He talks it out. He watches film. He's ready. He's very prepared.
Now, flipping over to the team aspect, you're the only team to beat this Trevian team twice in the SHL regular season. Now, what do you need to do tonight to punch your ticket to the state championship game?
Stay focused. We had our jobs description that we needed, and we talked to every line on what they had to do and how they have to accomplish it. We went over film multiple times in every one of the games. We went over film on their games that they've played in the SHL playoffs, as well as state. Fundamentally, we're ready. It's just now, can we execute?
All right, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes. And if there's one theme, Luke and Dylan, I can take away from that for St. Viator, it's focus. Let's take a look at how they got here so far.
Yeah, dominant run in those first 2 games. Round of 32, they beat Marmion 6-0. Colton Newhouse, Praswara, 2 goals apiece. Round of 16, another convincing win against a team they've kept it close against in the regular season, Carmel Catholic. Ryan Loftus, the junior, with a hat trick in that one. Another 2 goals on the power play. A little bit tighter in their quarterfinal game right here at West Meadows, where they won 2-1 against their big rival, St. Ignatius. On the other side of things, for New Trier Green, another dominant run to get here. I mean, look at this. All 3 of their state games so far have initiated the running clock. A 12-1 win over St. Rita. 3 goals in the third period. DeGroot with the hat trick in that one. 7 different goal scorers against their classmates in New Trier Blue. Wyatt Schmidt with the shutout, 17 for 17 on that one. Then in the quarterfinals, York, a team they saw in the United Center the last 2 years. They meet up with them a little earlier. 2 goals on the power play, a big explosion in the second with another 6 unique goal scorers.
It's certainly a tale of 2 giants. St. Viator looking to get back to the state championship for only the 5th time in school history. Meanwhile, for New Trier, they're in pursuit of number 18 in terms of state championships on the ledger for New Trier Green. With that, the sound of our horn, it is time for hockey. And with it, we're going to send it down to public address announcer Sam Schwartz. with you here in the broadcast booth. We thank you for tuning in with us here this afternoon for what should be an action-packed 2 games here in Game 1. We talked about it before the pregame festivities. The only team in the state to beat this New Trier team twice this season, the St. Viator Lions. And to do it, Luke, what's your keys tonight?
Well, my first key is when we get to that second period, you got to keep the middle frame even. New Trier has the best second period offense, and they've scored 5 of their 7 goals against St. Viator in this season series in that middle frame. My second one for Viator, stay disciplined. I think it goes without saying. You've got the best power play in the state on the other side that already has 5 power play goals in these state playoffs. And for the New Trier Trevians, obviously you want to get in front. An incredible 23-2-1 when scoring first, and of course, just kind of corresponding off St. Viator's key, you want to get into the power play and settle. When they're a settled power play, they don't care if you got 4, you got 3, or even sometimes 5. When they're settled in that O zone, they can really move that puck on a string and make you work to get a turnover.
And the stories, one of the stories I should say, certainly is between the pipes. You've got 2 goaltenders who are great in the regular season. They've been outstanding here in the postseason, upping their save percentages respectively. We'll take you through more of that as we move along. But now, we are ready for hockey, and we are underway for the state semifinals here in the Red Varsity Division. Thank you for tuning in with us here on the SHL Network, along with our great crew here. Be with you all day long. As we get underway, the stretch pass missing everybody from the St. Viator blue line will be an icing just 12 seconds into the game.
I'm really interested to see what New Trier does today with this offense. You got numerous guys tied for the team lead in state playoff goals with 3: Harrison Miller, Max DeGroot, and Hans Huber. 3 offensive threats to watch out for if you're the Lions.
St. Viator in their road gray uniforms, the Penn State look-alike. Certainly one of the sharp jerseys in the Scholastic Hockey League. Meanwhile, you've got New Trier in their blue base with green everywhere else. And of course, those green helmets, signifier New Trier green. Here's an early 2-on-1. Aiden O'Neill has Loftus coming up the slot, shoots, and an early save from Wyatt Schmidt as he gets into the game. O'Neill able to win the puck back, finds Loftus even with the goal line, tries a shot but gets knocked down in front of him. Sent back out to neutral ice, where Tommy Speck rifles it right back in, and a quick change for St. Viator. Huber gets just a piece of it so he can go off for a change, and New Trier gets fresh bodies on the ice. Quickly through the neutral zone is Albert Prezwara. Prezwara's shot to flex wide. The pace to this one fast early on. You always wonder in these big state games how the pace looks, if it's going to be a feel out. Doesn't seem to be. These teams are up and down the ice. Here's Garrett Chong trying to find Baker up the slot, gets deflected. Herstrit and Pepe LeBoy III meet each other in the corner. Absorbing the check Popiel, he's able to get it to the near half wall. The stretch pass missing everybody on the part of Prezwara is going to be another icing. And we talk so much in this game, especially at this level, the importance of possession and offensive zone draws. The more you ice the puck if you're St. Viator, you're giving the #1 team in the state a good setup before the puck drops.
Absolutely, but to their credit, their first minute, they really held control. You look at that good chance from Aiden O'Neill. Really deja vu from how he scored that goal against St. Ignatius. He's created a lot of opportunities in these state playoffs, and there's a reason he leads his team in playoff points with 9.
Hips from the near point, sends it around. Baker along the far wall trying to dig it off. Instead, it'll be Connor Sibitroff coming away with it for St. Viator. Prezwara at the blue line will dump it into the offensive zone and go for a change. The chess match already underway here between these two coaches. We'll keep an eye on it all game long. Moreno trying to cross over one, can't complete the move. Good stick check and clearance from the far circle.
Yeah, that was Jake Bukala on that play, and he just laid down his stick entirely flat and read the deke.
Ouyang's rink-wide pass just misses Nolan Nagats. Now loose in the St. Viator zone, chipped back out to neutral ice. Nagats and Ouyang to start things for Green. Almost a turnover in the middle of the ice as John Colpins was lurking. Now Luke Chu. Chu dropping for Hutchin. Slowed down, Nagats takes over, now into the slot. Gets checked, the shot goes just a bit wide. Rung off the glass, Ouyang able to keep it in at the point. DeGroot not able to have a follow-on chance, and once again back in the Trier zone, icing waved. Gio DePinto gets the puck, trying to get it back to the point. They're getting pressure immediately from Jack Herstrit. Through the neutral zone, not able to carry into the offensive zone. Again, the stretch pass missing everybody, and a bit of a collision in front of the Viator zone, but everybody looks all right.
Yeah, and St. Viator's look good breaking out of their defensive zone, but once they get into that neutral zone, they've had a little bit of trouble with the puck, and that's why we've seen another icing early on from the Lions.
Just getting started here from West Meadows. Game 1 of this 2-game semifinal to come on the SHL Network. Big thank you to AHAI, our sponsor for this game, bringing you all the state semifinals, both today, tomorrow, and Monday. Of course, the combined semifinals will happen right back here at West Meadows, same time tomorrow. And then the girls' semifinals gets going Monday evening right here from West Meadows. Big thank you on behalf of everybody at AHAI for making this broadcast happen, bringing us all together, and bringing you live high school hockey here in the state of Illinois. Finger goes rink wide. Onto the tape of Harrison Miller. Miller's shot kicked aside. Miller, the only Trevian to have a goal in all 3 state playoff games so far. Knight rifles it right back deep. Hare plays it below his goal. Finn Hogan takes over, gets pressure. Trying to find Colton Newhouse. Eventually falls back to Hogan once more. O'Neal right at the blue line. Stop waiting for some help as the rest of his line mates change. Comes right back out to neutral ice. Loftus deflects in on Schmidt. He'll opt to play it. Now getting some pressure from Priswara. Priswara on the forecheck gives Hipsch a slap on the hands, but Hipsch able to hold on and he'll take it out of the zone. Zachary Hipsch will drop it deep and foul his own dump on the forecheck. Priswara able to deflect it into the offensive zone, and Connor Sibitroff gives it chase below the goal. Now Priswara able to force a turnover. Sibitroff back up top. Hong shot deflected wide of the net. Sibitroff wins it back. Shot towards net gets deflected from Popiel. Pops out to the neutral zone. Viator just drops it deep.
Zach Hipsch is out there today. We saw him in the quarterfinal game against York get banged up in that third period. He would not return, but it's great to see him getting full ice time back here in the semifinal. He is a huge two-way defenseman for these Trevians.
The boy trying to find Sibitroff as he went up the slot. The deflection goes to the corner. Now Uyang. Near half wall. Comes the challenges Colpins. And now easily cleared by Peter Moreno. A huge hit right at the blue line. We're going to get our first penalty of the game. It's going to go against New Trier's Ethan Baker. I believe elbowing is going to be the call. So first chance on the power play for St. Viator. They were second in the SHL, over 20%, 20.2 to be exact, on the power play in the SHL.
Yeah, and that's just a textbook high hit there by Ethan Baker. Watch this replay. You know, Ethan Lee looks just about defenseless on that one. Not much he could do. Took an elbow up high.
Max, you mentioned second best power play in the league in that season series. They didn't get a whole lot of looks against New Trier, but in their 4 opportunities, they were 2 for 4 against this Trevian power kill.
That's going to be one of the keys to this game. Who wins special teams is likely to win this game more than most. High-powered offenses. One-timer is Loftus, he whiffs. And Hipsch able to carry it out here on the penalty kill. Might try something shorthanded. Hipsch takes a shot, deflects. Oh, right onto the stick of Miller. Trying to wrap around Miller. Point blank, finished and scores! Zach Hipsch shorthanded. Makes it 1-0 New Trier.
Can't let off the gas defensively on the back check if you're St. Viator. They do not have many numbers back, and Brock Hare's a little bit out of position. Unexpected move below the net, and Hipsch is left open in front. 2 lines are right next to him, but they're unable to lift his stick, and that is about as much of a present in front of the net as you're going to get. And I just talked about how Zach Hipsch got injured in that previous game. Already, he's making impact in the semifinal.
For Hipsch, it's his first playoff goal. He had 4 in the regular season for New Trier, as this is rifled right in on Harrer. He has to play it. So early challenge here for St. Viator. They give up the shorthanded goal. Still have 1:10 left on the power play. Hong gets checked. He'll finally get it deep. Speck and Newhouse on the forecheck trying to find possession. Newhouse gets checked off the puck. Comes back to Finn Hogan. Hogan finds Hong, who rifles it to the corner. Speck below the goal. Trying to cycle it around, but losing control and clearing is Harrison Miller.
Quite a time to find your first shorthanded goal of the state playoffs for New Trier, who ended up allowing a shorthanded goal in the first period of that quarterfinal against York that tied the game.
Hong dropping it deep. He'll head for a change. LeBoy taking over, centers it, but not quite there ready to receive it with Schleep. And back out to neutral ice. 20 to go on the power play. Schmidt slows it down. Maggots is going to wind up, goes off the skate of a Lion, and not quite able to keep it in the zone. Final 10 of the power play here for St. Viator. It's been more beneficial for New Trier thus far. Here's Schleep trying a centering pass, but he's checked down to the ice. And back to full strength are the Trevians. And we get a whistle.
And guys, an absolute frantic pace here in this first period. You see, we talked about pregame, just how paramount that first goal would be. We see New Trier breaks the ice there on the penalty kill. Only two losses when scoring the first goal, so we'll see how that plays out this afternoon for the Lions.
And guys, we talked about how St. Viator, one of the best power plays in the SHL, but for whatever reason, their third and shorthanded goals allowed. They allowed 5 shorties in SHL play on the season, and they allow a big one there.
The early winner of power play and special teams is New Trier. Trying to come right back is Jack Herstrit. Drops the puck. Hips wasn't quite there for it. Spun around and played by Speck. Dylan Hyman now trying to win it in the corner. Far half wall's Hyman. He's weaving around Speck. Finds Jack Herstrit. Back to the near point Hipsch. Herstrit cross ice. Top of the far circle Marino. Not quite able to handle it, but Jack Herstrit back on the puck. Cooper Sell gets dispossessed, not quite able to keep it in, was Marino at the far point.
And you know, sometimes those offensive possessions go sideways for New Trier, but I mentioned it earlier, even 5-on-5 in the O-zone, they make it look like a power play.
Hip shoots, fought off, still loose. A second save had to be made by error to keep this a 1-goal game. Icing waved, Marino and Newhouse will challenge in the corner. Viator was going for a change, so no possession established. Long for Viator, not able to get it out up the wall. Michael Pedraja takes a big hit, much to the pleasure of the fans to our right. That's the St. Viator section. Miller back to the point. Nagets fires, blocked. Newhouse almost had a 2-on-1 break. Couldn't handle it at the blue line. Now Loftus. Having a big playoff, says Ryan Loftus, as he had a big regular season as well. 3 goals, 5 assists here in the playoffs. 18 goals, 14 assists for a total of team leading, or I should say second on the team, 32 points for Ryan Loftus.
Yeah, Prezwara and Loftus, both juniors, the 2 top scorers on the St. Viator team. Their offense is going to be even more deadly next year.
3-year varsity starter, Aiden O'Neill, a big part offensively as well, having a big playoffs with 9 points through 3 games. Another name to keep an eye on. This shot deflects up over the head of Wyatt Schmidt. Already halfway gone here, more than halfway gone in the first period. The shorthanded goal from Zach Hipsch, the only tally so far. Played up the wall, taken by Prezwara. He has the puck taken off his stick. Would have been offsides if Pepe LeBoy III had played it. Now Keegan Roeen. Roeen, a huge game just a couple of days ago. 3 points for him in that quarterfinal win as the shot is swallowed up by Brock Hare. And the St. Viator Lions have something to say about it after.
Brock Hare, nice rebound control per usual. This is one of the things he does so well. Moving from side to side, makes a blocker save, and it comes, that was an earlier play. This is the one that we just saw. As Will Knight walks in, and Hare gets it in an uncomfortable position, but he doesn't let it fly free. He just knows he has it, doesn't move a muscle and gets a whistle.
Face-off draw to the right of Hare. Quickly won by St. Viator, but pressure immediately on by Luke Chu. Trying to play it up the wall and out, and able to as Kolpins ties up the stick to escort it out. Now Ethan Lee trying to play it up the wall once again. Instead, just past a couple of New Trier Trevians, back out to neutral ice, sent right back in. You can see New Trier trying to keep as much pressure in that zone of St. Viator as they can. They want no easy breakouts. They want to keep St. Viator on their heels as much as possible. How St. Viator can break through that's going to be a storyline all game long.
Absolutely, Max. And St. Viator, I mentioned earlier, had a good first couple of breakouts in this game, but since then, New Trier has adjusted and applied a much more aggressive forecheck.
Chu drops it in, Hare plays it. Jake Pukala with the puck. Now coming up the middle of the ice with it is Zach Waltuck. He can't get further than center ice. Now Knight. Knight had his first goal of the playoffs against York last weekend. Four guys coming together below the goal, trying to win the puck free. Round the boards, but Finger up from his defensive point spot keeps it alive for New Trier. Now Knight wants it at the near point. Herstrick turns and drops it below. Good cycle from New Trier as Herstrick can't handle it in the slot. Jack Herstrick getting it right back. Quick pass to Chu. His shot deflects up into the netting and won't have a draw.
And guys, time and space is a premium here in the offensive zone. Only 6 shots apiece from both teams through the first 12 minutes. We'll see which team is able to crack first.
Yeah, just 6 shots through more than 10 minutes. Hard to come by. You've seen a lot of deflections as pucks have been fired towards net. That's one of the things that got St. Viator that state championship a couple of years ago. They absolutely locked things down defensively. It was Stevenson that ended up winning that state championship with a similar mindset. But St. Viator knows how to do that. O'Neill checks, takes an awkward hit, but able to get it deep. Maggots, rink wide, will break it out of the back with Kai Uyang. Uyang stops, looking for an outlet. He has his feet taken out from under him, no call. Trying to play up the wall is breaking free. Loftus 2-on-1, Newhouse in the slot. Newhouse, one-timer, big save, Schmidt, follow-up, score! Colton Newhouse gets the equalizer. It's 1-1.
A rule you're taught as soon as you pick up a hockey stick. Never give up on a play until that whistle sounds. It looks from over here that Schmidt has that covered, but it trickles right out of him, and Colton Newhouse was patient, got his chance, and look at that Viator bench. New Trier is such a force, especially when they score first, but such a momentum changer, getting the equalizer.
And Luke, not to cut you off, a little hockey play, stopping in front of the net. As you mentioned, that puck just squeaks out at the very end. Wyatt Schmidt makes a great first save. The leaking rebound there, and Newhouse is able to put it in to tie the game.
Yeah, coach is always frustrated when you peel off away from the net. Great job by Newhouse to stop, create some snow, stay stationary, and put that in the back of the net.
So St. Viator responds on their third shot of the game. They're able to tie it up here. And similar to our game last week between New Trier and York, it was New Trier that got out to the lead. The response from York to tie it in the first period. The New Trier took over in the second. Can St. Viator change that script here in the semis? Back to play it, but getting pressure. Seeing an extra step and pace here from St. Viator following that goal as Popiel tried to play it forward. Comes back out to LeBoy in the neutral zone. Popiel wraps it around the boards, but Baker keeps it in at the point. He shoots, gets a deflection, but no pace towards net. And the Lions will be able to clear. Sibitroff up the far wall, trying to get it deep. Well, the offsides, Viator's got to clear. That's center ice. Jack Herstrick deflects, so no icing.
Yeah, Coach Sclafini, his hand up, he wanted icing. That was deflected, perhaps behind the red line.
Finger at the far point, turns, trying to keep it in. Initially does, now potential breakaway here for St. Viator. Loftus getting pulled on, nice defensive play to not commit the penalty. His shot gets blocked. Almost a breakaway opportunity for the Lions. And icing the call.
Guys, one thing that makes New Trier so deadly in this SHL season is their balanced attack. You look at the season series against St. Viator, 15 different guys with a point. I mean, you talk about their leader, Connor Herstrit. He's got 14 less points than the SHL leader did, Blake Hoffer. And you've got 13 skaters on the team with 10 or more points in the SHL regular season as well. Their fourth line is probably superior to a lot of teams in this state's first line.
It's an embarrassment of riches on the New Trier side. We talk about it, the decisions that head coach Adam Cheris in his third season have to make on a game-in, game-out basis with scratches and who's going to line up. As John Sclafini getting an explanation, Wes, I'm not sure if you heard anything of what that conversation was about.
They were upset that came down for icing. They thought they got tipped in the neutral zone, so I think Sclafini was just trying to double-check everything's good with the refs.
Thank you, Wes. Wes bringing us reports down from the penalty box today. No coverage for Wes. Head on a swivel down there. Our goaltending expert here on the SHL Network.
Had a couple scary moments last weekend.
No kidding, and here's a race on as James Rice trying to catch up. He takes a big hit into the boards. As Knight was there to meet him. Matthew Purcell breaks out for New Trier. Purcell will drop it deep into the far corner like Jack Herstrit tried to dig it out as Tommy Speck plays it. Now Herstrit, wraparound, big save as Hare gets that pad to the left post. And now we're going to get a penalty in the corner. I'm not sure if it's going to be offsetting or it's just going to be against St. Viator, is trying to read the body language of our referee to the right of us.
I'm not sure if we got a replay on that. I'm thinking this is just going to be a penalty on St. Viator, as the crowd makes it sound that way.
And that will indeed just be a New Trier power play as Finn Hogan, the guilty party for roughing.
Yeah, New Trier in this season really hasn't been that physical, but so far in this first period, they've been throwing bodies. St. Viator didn't like it there, and Finn Hogan with a bit of a retaliation, and now you got the best power play in the state up on deck.
Hipsch turns, now far point. Hipsch gets it right back, slot extended. Quick touch from Connor Herstrit, one too many. Now shorthanded comes Sibitroff. Sibitroff, at the very least, going to carry it in and drop it. And a lot of times, guys, you usually see your penalty kill and power play pretty close to each other, but Dylan, as you certainly will note, an 8th ranked penalty kill for St. Viator on the regular season in the SHL.
Not only that, they're the only team in the league to not have scored a shorthanded goal in the SHL regular season.
The battle of special teams going to be huge here today. Viator has to win it if they're going to upset number 1. Here's Hipsch. Connor Herstrit shoots, glove save, Hare.
That's what New Trier likes to attack offensively on the power play. They look between the pad and glove or blocker of their opposing goalie. You get some looks at the stats there of Brock Hare, who has just been a staple of the St. Viator defense this season. And going back, and there's a reason the St. Viator team has 0 shorthanded goals. You saw there, Connor Sibitroff came to the blue line and just chipped it in. They're not wanting to score shorthanded goals. They want guys to stay back, especially with this New Trier power play coming right at them.
Now, no sooner they said it, Loftus tried to break free. Catching up, Herstrit towards the net. Backdoor, oh, the chance just gets deflected wide. Herstrit takes back over. Hipsch takes a shot, gets it deflected to the near half wall. Now looking for another penalty is New Trier as Jake Pukala pulled a man down to the ice. Short-handed, Ryan Loftus. Now with some space, Loftus pulls wide. Thinks about a sharp angle shot, gets pushed off. Aiden O'Neill there to help as well. Loftus looking for more.
2 guys below the goal line here for St. Viator. You had to win that puck battle.
And they did, so they're able to keep the puck down in the New Trier's end for just a little bit longer. Final 30 of this power play. New Trier got the shorthanded goal earlier in the first. Final minute here of the period. Point blank to Groot, the wrap, looking for an outlet. Goes up top, Naggets. Right back to Groot, far circle. His shot deflects just wide. Gunther Hutchin, right at the blue line, trying to keep it alive for New Trier. Hans Huber. Huber below the goal. Looking for Harrison Miller around the other side. He'll absorb a check, keep going in the final 10. Pops over his stick. We're back to full strength here at the end of the first period. 5 seconds to go. Bounces around. That enters the New Trier zone and finishes the period 1-1 after the first.
I don't think there's many more state playoff games where you could ask for a great period like that. Back and forth action, 2 nice tap-in goals, and the celebrations did not disappoint, as you saw there.
And you know what? In St. Viator's success against New Trier Green this season, in all 3 of those games, they failed to score in the first period. A lot of that action came in the second and third. So huge for the Lions to be tied with the #1 team after 1.
I mentioned it, you got to stop New Trier in this second period. This is where they tend to explode on other teams. If you hold them even in the second, you got good chances in the third.
Like we talked about earlier, New Trier and York were tied at 1, and it was the second period, as you point out, Luke, that they pulled away in that game last week. It'll be key here, especially as Viator was able to kill that power play at the end of the period.
That brings you a little bit of momentum that you can carry into the second.
We'll take a quick time out, catch our breath, come back on here in just a moment. You're watching the state semifinals on the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back. Second period action about to get underway here from West Meadows Ice Arena. I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. 1-1 after first period between number 5 ranked St. Viator and number 1 ranked New Trier. A tight first period, Dylan.
Yeah, and we saw the Lions tied up there on the rush. Colton Newhouse, only 6 goals scored from Newhouse in the SHL regular season, but half of those were against New Trier Green. Something about this Trevian team, he knows how to light the lamp, and obviously right there, his 4th goal against the #1 team in the state.
That's what you look for. Who's going to step up in the state playoffs? Just 6 goals in the regular season, like you mentioned, Dylan, for Newhouse. 4 in the playoffs. That's what can lead teams to championships. Second period underway here. Luke Jordan to my right, Dylan Ward as well. Wes Anderson down at ice level. Period 2 underway in this 1 versus 5 semifinal matchup. Harrer fielding the puck below his goal. Team switch sides, so we're in the period of the long changer. Always like to point that out. If you're new to high school hockey and just tuning in here as we get down towards the end of the state run, no ice cut between 1 and 2 as you saw. There will be an ice cut between periods 2 and 3. So you need to plan your breaks, plan them accordingly. Pukala hard off the wall, trying to get it out. Ends up back in the zone. Now a wild pass is going to be an icing from Ethan Lee.
By the way, guys, a little throwback to seasons ago. I see in the New Trier student section someone wearing number 8, but not Nolan Nagets. That's a Butler Chesson jersey. Wondering where the connection is to that, but of course Butler Chesson, a huge part of the New Trier team back in the 22 season, I believe.
I think you nailed that. Butler Chesson, I believe, led them in points that season, if memory serves. Draw to come to the left of Harrer. LeBoy able to clear the zone. Now Sibitroff trying to catch up to Hipsch. Pins him against the glass, but Marino able to take it out for New Trier.
Yeah, Prezwar is supposed to be F2 on the forecheck there, and he just waits a little bit too long. If he skates in hard there, he might have caused a turnover.
Now putting pressure on. It's Finn Hogan trying to cause a turnover from Herstrit. Prezwara knocks it down with his stick, played by high stick, but touched apparently again by Viator. I thought it was touched by a Trevian. That's what the Viator bench wants a bit of an explanation as well. Sclafini wants an explanation, and he's letting the referee hear about it at the moment.
Referee doing his best to just fend that off too. Nice, cool, calm, and collected by the linesman there.
We love our men in stripes here, and women. Got a few women referees. Great to see. Grow it. We need more. We need more. There's no doubt about it. We're going to get a penalty off the draw, and St. Viator going to get their chance at a power play coming up.
Ooh, that's just one of those 50-50 calls, and I feel like in the state playoffs, just voicing my opinion, you got to let those plays continue. Connor Herstrid, obviously no intent to take down the Viator skater. That doesn't matter, but you could tell he's just swiping his stick across, and Viator skater loses balance.
It'll be interesting to see how this gets officiated as we go along. These two teams tend to play physical games. And clearly the referee's trying to keep control early. The shot from Loftus, blockered away by Schmidt. Prizwara able to win the puck back. O'Neill was waiting for it, but instead it's cleared out by the Trevians all the way back to the Viator end.
St. Viator, very important to score on the power play. They've had a power play goal in each game they've won against New Trier this year.
O'Neill, we're going to get another penalty. 5-on-3 coming for St. Viator. The trip. And Loftus with a bit of a flyby.
It's kind of another one of those calls, Max, but this one I agree with a little bit more.
Oh, I think that's textbook. No questions about that one. So we're going to have 5-on-3 for 1:33, and we've arrived at a critical juncture in this game. A 1:33 of 5-on-3. You don't see that very often, and you feel like whoever comes out on top on this sets themselves up very nicely the rest of the game.
Both these teams can possess the puck so well on the power play. St. Viator with 2 extra skaters going to take major advantage of this.
Hibbs trying to trap the puck against the far corner. Referee saying it's got to move, it's got to move. Finally coming free, comes to Prizwara. Far circle, lurking back door. Now Loftus giving it right back. Sibatroff wasn't expecting it. Now, not much coordination. Here's Prizwara, comes to O'Neill. Just a little bit out of sync right now, but Viator able to collect. Minute left on 5-on-3. Sibatroff. Now the corner, cross ice, backdoor, huge save, Wyatt Schmidt. Now point blank again, the shot, another save from Schmidt. Comes to Sibatroff. 45 to go, 5-on-3. Now Loftus, top of the near circle. Loftus, he'll take a shot. Swallowed up by Schmidt, drops the glove on it, and we'll get a whistle.
And guys, your goalie always has to be your best penalty killer. We see Wyatt Schmidt come in with a massive left toe save on that last opportunity.
That's one of the best saves I have seen this season. He's got it with his big toe on his left foot, quite literally. What a save from Wyatt Schmidt.
Keeping this game level. 40 seconds remaining, 5-on-3, and able to clear the zone are the Trevians. Here's Newhouse, bringing it right back for St. Viator, trying to get it across, lots of open space. The shot just missing the far post. Collecting are the Lions, waiting for it is Hong at the near point. Newhouse shits outside the near circle, right back to Hong. Top of the far circle, Finn Hogan thought about a shot, instead dropped it below the goal. Hong not able to get it, and once again cleared with 8 to go on the 5-on-3. First penalty expired, 1 to go with 24 seconds for St. Viator, and still not able to get possession.
Yeah, they almost gave a shorthanded 2-on-1 there too. Got to be careful with these breakout passes. Take advantage of that extra guy. Don't risk it.
Down through the neutral zone, not able to control are the Lions. Finger throws it in on net. Final 5 here of the power play. Back to full strength is New Trier. Martin Schleep carries it in, but a huge missed opportunity for St. Viator's. They had 1:33 of 5-on-3 and could not capitalize. Back to the far point, cross to Hong. Hong shoots, gets a deflection, but a good save from Schmidt. And the Trevians chip it back into the St. Viator zone.
Yeah, great save by Schmidt. He's got a moving screen in front of him and still tracks it down.
Jack Herstrid able to force the turnover, trying to establish possession below the goal. Check but cleared, and goes just wide of Schmidt, so we'll have icing and head right back to the St. Viator zone.
Dylan Hyman made a big hit in the Viator defensive end. He rocked Marty Schleep, and he's letting him hear it. Momentum shifting hit. And Wyatt Schmidt with a couple of great saves there. His movement is so textbook, and it's one of the words that I really tend to identify him with is textbook. He knows where to be at the right time, and we've seen that so far, Wes.
You see the attempt, too, of trying to create some traffic in front of Schmidt. If he sees it cleanly, he will keep it out. Herstrid wins the draw cleanly. Marino just able to keep it in the zone. Far circle, the shot deflects just wide. Marino wants it at the point. Sell will drop it below the goal. Hyman leaves for Sell. Marino getting pressed is Sell. And able to clear the zone. We're going to get another penalty, and it's going to go against New Trier. Again, Dylan Hyman, the cross check. And St. Viator going to head right back to the power play.
Yeah, you don't see Adam Cheris too frustrated too often, but he's got the right to be frustrated on that one. The refs identify it as a check from behind, but it seemed more from the hip than from the back, and if anything, it wasn't much of a follow-through at all.
Yeah, Luke, he got called for interference there, and I got to agree with Cheris there. Didn't look like too much, but the Lions find themselves back on the power play.
St. Viator desperately trying to take advantage. Another power play opportunity. Able to get possession is Loftus. Aiden O'Neill waits for it, gets pressure. Now far side, trying to get the one-time was Priswara in the slot, but it'll be cleared all the way down ice by Harrison Miller. Now Aiden O'Neill leading the rush, the 3-year varsity starter for this St. Viator side. Priswara on the forecheck, first to touch it. As Loftus on the near wall, instead drops it below the goal for Kanik. Dimitrov able to turn, trying to find an outlet, will drop below the goal. Kanik back up top O'Neill. Loftus lurking back door, a little bit too hot of a pass, gets the shot off. Big save, follow-up chance, just missing the near post. And cleared out to neutral ice, but a great opportunity for the Lions with a minute to go on the power play.
What a blast by Ryan Loftus. It catches the shoulder of Schmidt, and when you get a puck up there, it's hard to not give up a rebound. Nearly put home by Priswara.
Just leaks out on the near point past Loftus. 50 to go here on the power play. Loftus carrying it in. He'll drop it below the goal. Sent around the boards. Loftus at the near point keeps it in. Now LeBoy. He gets pressed against the boards in the final 30 of this power play. Loftus in the slot. Turns, shoots, follow-on chance. Getting pulled over is Speck in front of the goal. And cleared down ice by the Trevians.
And guys, Schmidt made a great secondary save there on that rebound.
A lot of traffic in front. Viator trying to create chaos right in front of the goal of Wyatt Schmidt. Newhouse not able to get it on the forecheck, but fortunately for St. Viator, it's shipped into the bench, so it'll be an offensive zone draw on the power play.
This has been a great power play from St. Viator. It's just about as much as you can ask other than a goal. Loftus with a good look here, gets it into the slot. And that entire Viator section had their hands up on that call in front. I believe that is Speck, who just gets bullied there by Huber. No call was made, and I think in front of the crease, especially when your feet are in that blue paint, you let that fly.
It's been a few straight penalties against New Trier as well, so you get the feeling it might have to be something serious to get another as this shot goes off the back of the netting. The Viator faithful jump up, centering pass, but alertly able to clear. Was Knight. Now Finger collects, back to full strength are the Trevians. Turned over, is trying to force it is DePinto. Still battling, eventually trickles back out to the neutral zone. Looked like a hold of a stick, but no call, like I mentioned. Probably gonna have to be something pretty significant to see a fourth straight penalty against St. Viator. Or I should say against New Trier for St. Viator. Centering from her, Schritt, still bouncing around, dangerous puck. And again, pushed out. Now New Trier's bench wants a penalty, and they're going to get one. That was earned, no question about it, by the New Trier bench.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one. You see right there, or right behind there, Waltuck got tied up in Gunther Hutchin.
Yeah, you know, Luke, you said it perfectly. As far as 0 for 4 on the power play goes, St. Viator had some great looks. And usually, you know, the refs, they're calling the game as they see it, but a lot of times when you see that many power plays go to one team in a row, it's only a matter of time before you see one going the other way. So now New Trier has a big chance to answer, and especially after those failed power plays for Viator, this could create some huge momentum on either side.
Kanik not able to get possession off the draw, comes back to the far point. Hipsch Hipsch lowers the shoulder, gets down that far wall. Looking to find Chong behind the goal. Back to the near point, Jack Herstritt. Here's Hipsch. Top of the far circle, not able to handle it. Hipsch gets it right back. Slot extended. He fires, but shot blocked. Second shot deflects up into the netting with 9:10 to go in the second period.
Yeah, Hipsch had his stick on his head. That first shot he could have taken that he fanned on. He had a wide open lane as the diamond of this penalty kill from St. Viator shifted down and left a wide open look from the center of the blue line. And then on his second one, by then they were able to recover and get a stick in the lane.
Face-off draw won by Viator, trying to get the puck out of the zone. Loftus not able to, kept it at the far point. Hipsch sends it behind the goal. Jack Herstritt up from his defensive spot and cleared out by the Lions. Right on Schmidt, and he'll have to drop his glove on it as Loftus was barreling in.
Such an important power play here for New Trier as we have some extracurriculars going on, but we talked about how this is the best second period offense in the SHL, and we haven't really seen that so far, and that's primarily because all the power play time that St. Viator's had. Now that you're on the other end, you need to show that you are the best second period offense in the state, and that they'll get a chance to do. Still a minute and 20 to go on that penalty to Waltuck.
Draw to come to the left of Wyatt Schmidt, 3-year varsity starter for this New Trier side. Was a heralded freshman when he was still on New Trier White several years ago. Trying to win his third straight state championship. I should say Drew Dirtoff was splitting time with him in his sophomore season, but it's been all Wyatt Schmidt the last couple of seasons. Loftus drops it below the goal. Nobody there as St. Viator's going for changes. Now Miller. Tried to send it in. Sends right back to the New Trier end. Miller with the puck, carrying it through central ice. Enters the zone looking for his next option. Below the goal to Groot. Hutchin waiting for it back at the point. Miller comes to support. Miller from a sharp angle. Now a shot in from Huber. And a good rebound given up. Nagget's able to get right back on it for the Trevians. Point to point. Here's the shot. Look, traffic in front. Gets knocked down. Hong trying to dig it out of his own zone. Now a shot from a sharp angle. Goes over the goal. Nagget's fouls. Sipatroth blocks. Pops over Nagget's. Viator trying to break out as New Trier having some sustained pressure here in the middle part of the second frame. Lots of bodies getting off the ice for New Trier, but no puck hit a skate, so we'll continue to play on 5-on-5. Nagget's has his pass deflected in the neutral zone. And Nicholas Kanik fires it right back deep. Herstritt trying to tap through the neutral zone, able to get it onto the stick of Pedraja. Pedraja holding. Pulls below the goal, Jack Herstritt. Now Luke Chu coming to support. Fires it below the goal. Herstritt. Centering pass. Active stick from Hare from his goal spot. Able to break the rhythm for New Trier. John Colpins drops it deep. Now a slow change for Viator. If Herstritt can hurry, he might have a 2-on-1, but able to come back and help. Herstritt shot blocked. Jake Pukala off the boards and out. Now a bad D-to-D as Loftus takes advantage from a sharp angle across the blue paint. Nobody home for St. Viator. Here's Finger. He'll bring it into the offensive zone, gets deflected behind Hare. Centering and now settling and clearing are the Lions.
It's like a tennis match with these possessions. Back and forth we've gone for the last couple minutes.
Hare, big blocker save out in front. Played by Pukala. Now taking over O'Neill, drops that shoulder. He gets tugged on, we'll play on. O'Neill, coast to coast, trying to get it right back from a sharp angle, and Schmidt swallows it up.
Guys, over a third of this game to this point has been played on the power play for one side or the other. Would you believe that the only goal scored in those special teams action was the shorty? These teams 0 for 6 combined on the man advantage now.
We said it would be a key to this game. I don't think it's played out quite how we expected. Number 1 and number 2 power plays in the Scholastic Hockey League. So far, it's been the penalty kills who've stood tall.
And the power plays, honestly, have done a solid job. Most of these power plays have been able to settle. They've created some great chances. It's these 2 netminders that have played out of their minds so far.
Face-off violation, so new matchup in the dot. It's won by the Trevians, but Civic gloves it on the far wall to keep it in for the moment. Finally leaks back out to the neutral zone, blockered away by Schmidt. Marino for Herschritt. Bad pass out of the zone. LeBoy trying to take advantage, not quite able to control it. There's Prizwara. He'll drop it back into the offensive zone. Civic, good stick lift. Finds Prizwara. Centering pass. LeBoy. Oh, what a save, Schmidt. Chong now looking to counter for the Trevians. Absorbs a check. Bukala put him into the glass. Hong trying to collect. Breaking out, good stick from Ethan Baker not to let the break on for the Lions. LeBoy swipes it out of the zone. Here's Civic with speed. If they hurry, it could be 2-on-1 with Prizwara. Puts it a little bit too far out in front. LeBoy the trailer. LeBoy shot just over the bar. Now that breaks out the Trevians. Baker with speed through the neutral zone. Baker in the slot, tries to go across. Good stick. Ethan Lee was there to prevent the 2-on-1. This is going to be an icing, and frankly, one that St. Viator probably needed.
Yeah, I think they're all coming off to get a change.
Luke, you talk about the dominance of the Trevians here in this second period. They only had 4 shots through the first 10 minutes or so in this second period. And part of that is because the Viator is just doing a great job of getting in shooting lane, something that's highlighted on that penalty kill that we saw just now.
Yeah, we're getting a replay at some of the looks St. Viator had. There was an earlier one as well where Wyatt Schmidt just made another incredible save. It was centered right to LeBoy, a no-look pass. Don't know how he tracked that one down.
Chipped out off the glass into the neutral zone. Giving a chase was John Colpins. Instead entering the zone are the Trevians. Hyman gets turned around. Finn Hogan pestering him the entire way. Battle in the neutral zone, trying to get possession as Colpins finally gets it. James Rice lets it play past him. D-to-D, here's Nagitz. Nagitz comes up the left wing. Back to the point, Ouyang. His shot just missed the near post. Did not miss by much. Kanik trying to challenge Nagitz from the point. Goes intentionally wide, it looked like. Ouyang on the follow. His shot knocked down in front. Ouyang keeps it in at the point. Herschritt plays it along to Cooper Sell. Now hit off the glass and back out to neutral ice. Viator is going to try to change. If New Trier moves quickly, might be able to take advantage. Speck, the man on the spot to prevent it for St. Viator.
Yeah, nice job stepping up by Speck. Otherwise, you got major numbers coming the other way and a gassed Lions roster that was looking to change.
Centering pass, Kanik tries a backhanded shot, not able to get rid of it. He gets pushed in the corner, trying to get it back to Hong at the near point. D-to-D. Top of the VAR circle, the shot blocked out in front by Luke Chu. He'll chip back out to neutral ice. Trying to clear up the middle of the ice, almost able to handle it was Harrison Miller. Instead, it'll be a hand pass.
It's a nice regroup for St. Viator. Over these last couple of minutes, they've looked a stride too slow, and New Trier's been able to have some good chances. But how about this between the legs receiving play there by Kanik, and he just couldn't bring it into his backhand. He touches it from behind his legs with his stick, but pads it ahead a little bit too strong. Otherwise, that was a near highlight reel play, and he might have beaten Schmidt to that near side post.
Center ice face-off draw. New Trier gets possession. It's Baker. Now Marino from the back end.
Tries to chip it ahead. Chong gets a piece of it. Baker catches up to it. Could be a 2-on-1. Has a man backdoor. Good active stick to prevent the backdoor look from the St. Viator Lions defense. Here's Sibatroff. Carries, looking for an outlet. He'll shoot just high and wide of the cage. Herstrick, quick touch pass to Baker. Trying to break him out. Hipsch makes a man miss. Hipsch will go wide. Looking for an option. Leaves for Herstrick. Plays up the wall, but no Trevian there to play it. Herstrick able to keep it alive. Now into the slot. Baker couldn't handle it. Hipsch on the follow. He takes a shot, gets all the way through, still loose in front of Hare, and he drops the glove on. And a little extra shove from the St. Viator defense.
Yeah, credit there to Connor Herstrick on just taking it and not continuing anything, because in some cases they could have given a lone penalty there to the Lions, but we'll stay even strength. And Brock Hare, a little bit of trouble with that rebound at first, but he's got guys in front of him able to box out the Trevians before he can eventually trap it with his glove.
Draw to come to the left of Hare here in the final 90 seconds of the second period. Still 1-1. It's been a scoreless second period so far. Pedraja gets possession, shoots, and Hare scoops that up with the glove.
Talk about New Trier's dominance in the second period. Plus 35 goal differential. The next best team, GBN, at plus 12. But in this second period, it's been St. Viator taking control. At one point, they led shots 10-4 in this second. Now 10-6 with the back-to-back attempts by New Trier Green. But overall, New Trier averages 2 goals in the second period per game in the SHL. Yet to score here.
That bodes in the favor, certainly, of St. Viator, as it's been a even game thus far. Hipsch trying to change that. Hard bounce off the boards and somehow ends up behind Hare. The awkward bounce, and Brock Hare yields the second goal. It's 2-1 New Trier.
That was quite bizarre. You get a look at it from our camera up here. If we can get a look at the goal cam, here it is. That post comes off and it leaves a little opening between the left pad of Hare as he tries to receive it with his glove. I've really seen nothing of the type.
Yeah, guys, I had a great look at it. It looked like he was just slow to get back to that post, and he's always just sure-handed. I think he just thought that there was not going to be any space there. Kicks off his skate and ends up in the back of the net. A huge goal for New Trier here in the second.
Like the leadership qualities there from Tommy Speck. Brock Hare is one of the reasons this team is here. If not, he is the reason, and he's going to support his goalie, make sure he gets back into the right mindset after that.
Would have been offsides if played by New Trier, so back on top are the Trevians here in the final minute of the period. New Trier looking for more. Jack Herstrick sends it below the goal. You see Brock Hare nice and tight to that post this time. It's not a beauty for Zach Hipsch, but he'll take it. For Hipsch, his first goal of the playoffs. He had 4 in the SHL regular season. Final 10. Marino chips ahead. Baker pulls, shoots just wide. That will do it for 2 periods. A huge final minute goal for New Trier. They take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, Zach Hipsch, his first multi-goal game this season, at least including SHL play. How about this? His first multi-point game since November the 3rd when New Trier beat St. Viator 4-0 in their lone victory against them this season.
If there's a time to let up a goal like that for Brock Hare, it's now. He's able to really collect himself in that locker room. This team knows they can keep with the #1 team in the state. They just showed it. I know New Trier outscored St. Viator in that second period, but when you talk about the pace of play and control, St. Viator really had it.
We'll take a timeout, catch our breath, clear the ice, and clean it. Here over the next few minutes, we'll be back with third period action right here. You're watching the Red Varsity State semifinals on the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back to the SHL Network. Max Anderson, Luke Jordan, Dylan Ward, Wes Anderson down at ice level after 2 periods, a 2-1 New Trier lead. And Luke, that late second period goal, that mistake by Hare could loom large.
It absolutely could, but St. Viator, like I mentioned as before we went to the break, they have time to collect themselves. You have to just shrug that one off. If you are a mentally strong team, you can go out there and prove it, get one right back, and all of a sudden you have momentum in your hands in a tie game.
Taking a quick look at what the routes to this point look like. See for New Trier, the win over York last week right here against St. Viator. More on what they're looking to do here in the third period. We're going to send it down to ice level. Wes Anderson standing by with New Trier head coach Adam Cheris. Wes.
Thanks, guys. Coach Zach Hibbs has 2 goals in this game. How important is it to this team to get support like that from the back end?
I mean, he's been one of our top players all year long. I mean, the kid's won every award, been named to every team. He's fully capable of scoring at any time. We love getting that from him, though. Weren't really counting on it for today, but to get 2 from him is just awesome.
Now you're 17 minutes away from your 3rd straight trip to the state championship game. What do you need to do in this third period to come out the win?
Yeah, well, obviously Viator's a great team. You know, we've been matching up really nicely. Got to be smart on our pinches here. We got to keep putting pucks deep, make them really earn it. I think that we got to also turn our offense on a little bit. We've been sitting back a little bit, letting them dictate the pace. We're going to turn the Jets on a little bit here and see if we can score a few more.
All right, good luck in the third.
Thanks, Wes.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes. And Adam Cheris clearly looking for a little more aggression. It was a similar message, Luke, after the quarterfinal game. That first period felt like his team was sitting back quickly. They got hard on the forecheck to open that second period, and the game changed. They're probably looking for something similar here to start the third.
Yeah, you know, their forecheck has been kind of like a switch. There's minute spans where they are all over the St. Viator defense and they struggle to break things out. But then there's times where they let off, and all of a sudden St. Viator's headed up ice with numbers.
Talk about their plus 37 goal differential in the second period. Oddly enough, in the third, they're only plus 9, and I say only. St. Viator in the third period, second best goal differential at plus 17. And hey, guys, in the season series, St. Viator outscored the Trevians 5-1 in the third period en route to the 2-1 season series victory.
17 minutes up on the clock. Teams back on their original sides. Thank you for joining us here on the SHL Network. Big thank you to AHAI, Glenn Joush, John Dunn, John Crossfelt, and the rest of the AHAI team for trusting us here at J&M Media to bring you these state semifinals. We'll be here today, of course, the third period for this one. A couple hours, we'll have the second semifinal in the Red Varsity. It'll be Loyola Gold and Bennett. Tomorrow, the combined semifinals commence, same time, 1:30 and 5:45. And finally, on Monday night, it'll be the girls' turn on the state semifinals. Everyone here looking for a trip to the United Center. New Trier, the inside track at the moment. St. Viator trying to find their 5th ever appearance in the state championship in search of their first state title. We're underway in the third period. We'll see how Brock Hare responds after that late second period goal. As good as he's been, a mistake that could prove costly. Can his teammates pick him up? We'll find out here over the next 16 plus. O'Neill checks in the corner. Speck able to pry it free, and the Lions break out. Sent in behind. Schmidt slows it down as Knight comes around to play it for New Trier. Loftus against the half wall. Newhouse trying to find possession. And chipped out to neutral ice. One-on-one comes Hans Huber. Finn Hogan right there with him, stands him up. And a good stick poke there from Brock Hare. Finn Hogan. Stretch pass, missing everybody. Peter Marino. Hipsch. Stretch pass. He's able to connect with Herstritt. Now Hong, he took a high stick and he's in some pain trying to recover. Puck loose in the slot and taken out by Prizwara. Connor Sibatroff. And the shot in awkwardly, but predominantly kept by Wyatt Schmidt.
Yeah, both these goalies have been impressive with their rebound control today, and Wyatt Schmidt has made a couple of sensational saves. And really, you look back at that recent goal on Hare, some people would say, oh, Brock Hare is the reason that this game is what it is. No, Wyatt Schmidt is the reason this game is what it is. He has stopped numerous deadly chances from St. Viator. For all we know, you could blink an eye and this game could be 4-2 St. Viator.
Draw to come to the left of Wyatt Schmidt. Pepe LeBoy opposite Ethan Baker. LeBoy able to play it forward, spun around the board, trying to keep it in on the near half wall was Poppiel, but just squeaked by him. It goes all the way down for an icing.
And Luke, you talk about those big saves from Wyatt Schmidt. Don't forget the one on the penalty kill he made with that toe save, a great backdoor save that he was able to make to keep it 1-1 there in that second period.
15:27 left here in the period. Another offensive zone draw coming for St. Viator. Hipsch able to get it off the draw, and he'll play it back to Marino. Chong able to just get it out to neutral ice, sent right back in by the Viator Lions, trying to keep pressure on his Jiang Hong. Now Ethan Baker. Baker makes one man miss. LeBoy on him. Baker all the way to the front of the shot. Follow one chance. Quick whistle. The puck was still free, and Connor Herstritt not happy with the quick whistle.
And nonetheless, great stop there by Hare. Baker was accelerating from center ice, and he's so hard to try to keep up with in a straight line. And that puck came loose right about there on that far side of Hare, but official didn't have a good angle, blew it dead, and Trevians had a right to be frustrated there.
Puck pulled behind the goal of Brock Hare. The senior netminder trying to make this not his last game. That's going to be icing against St. Viator.
Hard to see on these gray and white uniforms from St. Viator. Not only Wyatt Schmidt has an A, but so does Hare, and I think his leadership qualities, I bet you what, I didn't see it, but he definitely went into that locker room, took accountability, and really tried to gather this team back together. That's why they've been so good in this third period and bouncing back in games all year.
Really probably had the better part of that second period, did St. Viator, but ultimately it was a 1-0 advantage in the frame for New Trier. Now bad turnover, middle of the ice. The shot blocked out in front by Ethan Lee and cleared, but that kind of clearance up the middle can cause trouble if you're St. Viator. Ouyang gets the deflection from Hutchin. Puck played in deep. Nicholas Kanik up the far wall and out onto the stick of Marty Sleep. Lee stretch pass but misses everybody. That'll be icing.
Yeah, no, St. Viator has really struggled with trying to enter the zone so far in this third period, and you're simply not going to be able to tie the game playing in that fashion. If I'm Viator, get it across the red line and dump it in deep. Trust in your top guys, especially with one of their top lines out, actually the top line out in St. Viator. Fast guys who can forecheck and cause turnovers down below the goal line to create numbers in front.
Knight able to drop it deep. Centering pass in the slot, the shot, Pedraja still loose in front. Hare well out of his crease, but closes the legs and takes the whistle.
Max, you highlighted there, Brock Hare about 1.5 feet outside the blue paint, making himself look big. Didn't know where the puck was originally, but able to get the whistle and squeeze it down there.
Hare keeping his team in it. You're going to see him come all the way out from his crease at the edge there, still working his way out. See that puck rattling around his legs. Gets the whistle. Controlled by New Trier off the draw. Knight D-to-D. The shot from Finger gets knocked down in front. Hare makes sure it goes to the corner. And Loftus tried hard off the boards, but not out. Finally gets to O'Neill at center ice out in the neutral zone, but coming right back is Pedraja. He's sandwiched off, and Hare drops the glove on it.
Yeah, nice defense there by Finn Hogan. He knows Pedraja's trying to get through him instead of around him, and he holds his ground and is able to keep him off the puck until Brock Hare is there. Now, last time I looked at that scoreboard, Max, shots on goal were even at 13. New Trier's really start to go on a run, 7-1. And that goes with possession as well.
Hipsch bluffs a big slap shot. Instead comes to Chong in the slot. Good active stick to prevent the one-timer. Hogan undercuts. He tries to draw a penalty. No call. And finally the arm goes up after a huge outrage from the Viator side. Wasn't sure we were going to see it.
Maybe it had something to do with the call.
Yeah, Herstrick brings his right arm over You're going to see it here just barely from the end of that angle, and he kind of brings him down. He's got his palms up as most hockey players would, but as much as you don't mean to do it, that is 2 minutes in the box for sure.
Yeah, and head coach Adam Cheris didn't like that call either. You see he's fighting to talk to the ref, but they're not willing to give him the time of day right now. So big opportunity here for the Viator Lions to tie things up.
Huge opportunity, have come up empty so far on the power play. They desperately need a power play goal. Shot goes wide of the net. Sibatroff able to keep it alive. Here's a shot deflected down in front. Follow-up chance. Loftus, he scores! Ryan Loftus ties it for St. Viator. It's 2-2.
Ryan Loftus, watch, he's curling in to the slot, and watch all these New Trier players. He's down low. They were all looking at the puck. Loftus sneaks in, and watch him zip this right by Schmidt. I talked about how you need to find that game-tying goal, and then you have all that momentum in your hands. Now they have that. What a shot from Ryan Loftus.
And guys, the puck just knows how to find the goal scorers. Loftus coming up on that weak side, had a wide open net. Looked like Schmidt lost the puck there for a second, and Loftus is able to put it in for the Lions.
See the eruption on the St. Viator bench. The power play goal, a huge one here to get things tied. $13:19 to play. A trip to the United Center on the line here from West Meadows Ice Arena. Now an uneasy hush comes over the crowd as the intensity of this third period is about to get ratcheted up. Here's the shot blocked in front. Another shot blocked in front. Harrer trying to use that stick to make sure it doesn't get to the front. The shot from Hips couldn't get much on it. This puck missing everybody. It'll be icing for St. Viator, but the buzz right now, all Lions.
What do you know, guys? 20.2 on the power play where the St. Viator Lions are scoring once every 5. And on their 5th look, they had some really good chances, but they were 0 for 4, now 1 for 5.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to say I grew up playing in this rink, and we hosted Chicago Wolves preseason games, you name it, but I have never heard this place erupt to that decibel level as we just saw there from Loftus's goal. That was poetry in
And
motion.
Luke, you've got the headset on as well.
Can hear it well through that.
Got our ambient mics over by the goal cams as well. Hope you're enjoying that extra sound. The pucks, the hits against the walls. Gerard Boris setting that up for us here on our crew. Bringing out all the stops. Here's Hips. His shot into the St. Viator. 2 words right on the front of Brock Harer's chest.
Yeah, Brock Harrer, we've seen him a couple of times in this third period step way out of his crease. He's making himself look bigger, and he takes that right into his chest and curls in his glove to prevent any sort of rebound as a Trevian was tracking to it right in front of him.
Guys, talk about Nicholas Koenig, who gets the primary assist on the goal. All regular season, he never had more than a point in the game. He had 2 multi-point games in the SHL playoffs and gets a big playoff goal there. It really is interesting how some of these players just really turn it on at this time of year.
And for Ryan Loftus, his 4th goal of the year, which continues, I should say 4th goal of the playoffs, which continues a huge season for him. Now getting the turnover. Oh, just a touch off sides was Aiden O'Neill, and you can feel the energy from St. Viator. Luke wants a replay.
Bless replays.
That's a good call.
Yeah. In real time, I didn't think it was, but that is the right call for sure.
Guys, I would have to argue about that. If you run it back, it looks like he comes out of the zone before O'Neill comes over the blue line. That should have been a delayed offsides call if you ask me.
Fair point, Dylan. Ends up in an immediate offsides, a huge hit right in front of the New Trier bench. The Trevians love it. Now Aiden O'Neill checking a man down to the ice. Third period intensity elimination game. A trip to the United Center on the line. Loftus able to get the puck, chip it back out to neutral ice. Newhouse wasn't able to handle it. Here's Huber into the offensive zone. Huber drops the puck. Able to get it onto the stick of Miller, but his backhand attempt not worthy. 2-on-2, instead 1-on-2, as Newhouse goes for a change. Miller getting pressed off the puck by Kanik. And now 3 or 4 bodies come together to battle it out in the corner. Out with it comes Uyang. Rink wide pass for Nagitz. He'll chip it off the boards and head in on his own forecheck. Cooper Sell collects for the Trevians. Nice play by Waltuck to take the puck away. Trying to get it off the wall and out, but not able to. It was Kolpins. Now Rice comes forward. He gets tripped up in the neutral zone. The Viator bench wanted a penalty. They're not going to get one.
Yeah, they're trying to say that he clipped him. I don't think so. It's a good idea to let that play on.
Close to too many men on the ice for Viator, but no call. Sibatroff trying to wrap around, just missed the attempt. There was a little bit of opening, almost wrapped it into the goal. Sell, center of the ice, Hyman. It's offsides off the check, and a really nice play after the pass on the check to force the offsides.
Here's that look from Sibatroff. Look at how much space that Schmidt is giving there, but watch how fast he recovers. Immediately stretches out that right leg and makes an incredible save. You'll get another look at it
ultimately
here.
it goes off the post up where Blackford, but I think it actually hit the post and not necessarily the skate of Schmidt. It was close. 10:30 to go here in the third period. Offsides. Tim Ben's all over it. First guy in the rink with his arm up, and he nailed it.
Yeah, I caught that too, Max, and he even got it before the officials. Well done.
Neutral zone draw. St. Viator able to get possession off of it. Tries to send it through the middle of the ice, taken over by Hips. Now through the middle of the ice, Baker. Baker up the slot, he shoots, delayed penalty, follow up, they score! New Trier takes the lead back, it's 3-2.
Watch how this play develops. Lee took a bad angle, and it becomes a 2-on-1 as Baker swoops inside, puts it off the pad. Every coach says you got to generate rebounds by putting it off the pads of great goaltenders like Brock Hare. And look who is on the back door. And New Trier has the lead once again.
10 and change to go. New Trier takes the lead back here in the third period. Hans Huber on the puck, the check in the neutral zone. Miller slowed down, Huber collects. 3-on-2 come the Trevians. Backdoor chance, Pedraja couldn't handle it. Now Newhouse. Pressure coming forward, turned off the puck. Another big hit right in the neutral zone. Or I should say right at the blue line, just short of the neutral zone. Here's Hans Huber. His shot goes off the blue ring and launches to the ceiling.
And guys, Zach Hipsch gets the secondary assist on that one. Obviously, he scored the first 2 goals for New Trier Green. This is his first 3-point game since back on October 10th when he had 5 points, a goal, and 4 assists against the Carmel Catholic Corsairs. So a huge night for number 11 in blue.
Continuing to be a huge difference maker for this New Trier side here in the playoffs.
Even last year, he was tied for the team lead in playoff assists with 7 on that march to the United Center.
Finn Hogan wraps it around the boards. Connor Sibatroff waiting for it. He'll break out of the zone. He's pushed down from behind as he went through the neutral zone. No call. New Trier takes over. Herschritt, rink wide for Chong. Herschritt trying to follow up. Instead, Ethan Baker coming over to help. Hips waiting for it at the point. Instead, it's flicked off the glass and back out to neutral ice. Sibatroff. Speck's got to wait as he had a man offsides. That was Pepe LeBoy. Delayed offsides now is finally able to clear the zone as Sibatroff. Hips fires it deep. Hare able to slow it down. Popiel in the corner. He'll go high up off the boards and back out to neutral ice. But Baker able to send it right back in. Priswara gets a piece of it, gets it in deep. He'll go for a change. Colpins trying to put pressure on, but Luke Chu able to break out easily. Goes off the back of Kanik. Sends it back below Schmidt. Nagets chips up the near wall. Chu tries to push it along, gets stuck on the near half wall. Now Liu Yang. A little bit of trouble handling the puck, but gets it over to Nagets. And misses everybody, comes onto the stick of Popiel. On comes Hutchin, his shot, glove save, trickles out of the glove, a secondary chance almost for Nagets. Rice trying to dig it out of the corner. And now Hutchin putting some pressure on the forecheck, trying to force a turnover. Luke Chu there with him. And Chu's able to force that turnover, centering pass just behind Huber. Chu gets it back. Now Huber from a sharp angle tries a centering pass, gets blocked. Popiel with the puck and some space to think about it. He tries to go long up the middle of the ice. Pedraja gloves it down. Pedraja chips in on net. New Trier really pushing here, looking for the second, for a 2-goal lead here in the third. St. Viator holding on at the moment. Now Newhouse with some space up the left wing, looking for some help. Drops it for Loftus. He scores! Ryan Loftus, top shelf. We're tied.
Ryan Loftus getting bombarded in front of the Viator bench. This is why. What a drop there from his teammate. On that play, Colton Newhouse, who finds Ryan Loftus, who beat Schmidt glove side on the previous goal. How about blocker side this time? The absolute top corner, and we're tied again.
And guys, the Lions have been trying to stretch that neutral zone all game. We saw it just before that New Trier was able to intercept that puck, but on that one, Newhouse with some great speed up the middle, and Loftus with a great shot to make it 3-3.
Great call by US. They've been trying it all game long. That diagonal 2 or 2.5 line pass, finally able to complete it. Newhouse, the patience from Colton Newhouse to set up his teammate Loftus. New game. Baker trying to come right back for New Trier, centering pass, puck waiting, but no Trevian could follow. Big windup, just missing the far post. We had a good look at that from the angle from Hipsch. Sibatroff drops, trying to get it across just in front of his man LeBoy. Now 3-on-2 come the Trevians, Baker and Herstrit. Drops for Herstrit, centering pass, cross ice, deflects just wide. LeBoy trying to find the puck, comes to Herstrit. Baker, far point. Patience from Marino, patience from a sharp angle. Goal comes off its posts, and we get a whistle.
Guys, just an incredible run from the junior Ryan Loftus. St. Viator has a bright future ahead, at least in next season. A hat trick against Carmel Catholic in those other 2 games, 5 assists. He's now up to a grand total of 10 points through 4 games, not even 4 games, still with some time here in the third.
6:27 to go here in the third period. New Trier, a bit of a late change here. They are granted it as Knight and Finger come on for the offensive zone draw on the back end. Shot from the point, hits a body in front. O'Neill swipes at it, trying to play it up the near wall. Tommy Speck now, able to get enough of it out of the zone. Loftus gets it into the offensive zone. Puck still bouncing around, choppy at the moment. Sent back into the corner. Rink wide, Hans Huber stepping in the way of it. Are the Lions. This one's sent deep, and it'll be an icing, and we can all catch our breath.
Not to mention 5 goals, 5 assists are those 10 points. So a balanced attack, that's a true sign of a versatile player, especially one who's not a senior.
You know, I'm almost shocked that Ryan Loftus doesn't even have more goals and assists in that span, because his shot is lethal. We've seen it numerous times today. He's missed on a couple, but the last 2, Last 2 goals for St. Viator.
Draw stuck in the face-off dot. Eventually chipped back out by Cooper Sell. Canick giving chase on the forecheck, as is James Rice. Here's Sell. Trying to play it out off the far wall, but Nagats keeps it alive at the far point. Sell below the goal. Lee coming over to try to win the puck for St. Viator. Back below the goal, but an awkward fall to the ice by Jack Herstrit. From the point, Nagats fires, gets deflected to the near half wall, comes to Rice. Rice is bench saying get it deep so they can get a change. And they do. 5 new bodies on the ice for St. Viator. Ouyang through the neutral zone with speed. Ouyang has a man on his wing. He'll fire a shot off the side of the net. The big rebound. Hare had to scramble to the far post. Chipping out of the rink. And we'll get a whistle.
Not sure if that was just me, Max, but I thought that puck was in the net. You see it hit the side from this angle, and you tend to think it's in, but no reaction from the crowd kind of gave us that insight. And, you know, New Trier today, really one of their points of attack have been trying to get deflections, just throwing anything towards the net. And St. Viator has this game tied. As you get a look at the bleachers here, absolutely packed. But the reason this game is 3-3 is because St. Viator's sacrificing their body and getting in the lanes of New Trier shots.
Chong getting pressed behind the goal, trying to force turnover. Wraparound chance, had a man backdoor. Baker just missed him. Baker tries to go up the wall, but goes out of play, so it's going to be a neutral zone draw now with 4:40 to go.
And guys, down here on the bench, there's noticeable nervous energy. You look to my right in New Trier, everyone's up. The last 3 or 4 minutes, the coaches for St. Viator have told the players to sit down, so everybody's ramping up as we got less than 5 minutes to go here in the third.
Wouldn't be shocking if we went to OT here. These 2 teams last meeting in overtime.
Herstrit forces the turnover, tries to find Baker on the far side. Johnny on the spot to Adam Popule. Now Herstrit tries to go up the far wall, does thread the needle, trying to find Priswara. Marino finds the stick of Herstrit. Baker coming up the slot, goes wide. Chong to follow for the Trevians. Clears some space, trying to keep it for Marino. Marino gambles. Fortunate it pays off. Popule whips it in on Schmidt. It gets through. Backdoor Priswara, and just in the nick of time is Zach Hipsch. Oh boy, what a moment we just had.
Chance to breathe now for New Trier after a moment like that, delayed offsides.
Wyatt Schmidt, you don't see leaks like that very often. Fortunate, it was just off the mark. Speck coming up to keep it alive, falls to Newhouse. Now Newhouse at the far point. On the half wall is O'Neill, trying to play it below, nobody there for the Lions. Hipsch trying to clear it. Finally Miller able to chip it past Speck, and the Trevians can get some changes. Hard off the board, Newhouse tries the deflection but goes right to Knight. Now Finger plays behind his goal, and it's going to be Newhouse that takes it over. His shot knocked down, looked like by a high stick from Finger. I didn't see an arm go up from a linesman. Finn Hogan firing it towards net, gets deflected. Loftus trying to find it on the other end. Instead, it's Harrison Miller. Loftus now resetting. At the blue line, bringing it into the zone. Rice trying to follow. Canick wasn't able to get it ahead and sending it back deep. Here's Colpins. Viator bench wanted too many. They don't get the call. Herstrit trying to drop it to Baker in the slot. Goes through. Knight not able to field it. Here's a chance. Colpins pulls. Tried to shoot left while he was skating right, but it was knocked down. Now just a step slow getting to it was Pukala, so Viator had to change and clear. Finger with speed coming up the right wing. Takes it all the way below the goal to Andy Finger. Centering pass, a man there, but a good active stick. Ties it up in front, centering. Nobody there for the Trevians. Off the wall comes free. Final 100 seconds here of regulation. Pepe LeBoy the third lowers the shoulder, tries a centering pass. It's stuck. It's still loose to the side of the net. Finally, we get the whistle and a little meeting of the minds behind the goal.
I like that from Pepe LeBoy. You don't stop until there's a whistle. We learned that early on with the tap-in goal from St. Viator in that first period. And St. Viator's forecheck, as we get a look at this puck, my gosh, Wyatt Schmidt just gets enough of it, and that puck could have rolled in, but instead it ends up on its side and just rolls wide.
Inches, that's what we're talking about to get to the United Center. The difference between a left turn and a right turn for a piece of rubber, the size no bigger than your palm.
You know, in these late minutes, most teams are focused on not making the losing mistake, but St. Viator's been rolling the dice. They've had the most aggressive forecheck I've seen from them this game in the last couple minutes, and they've nearly created some great chances out of it.
If you're thinking about it and new to the program, overtime is like the NHL, 5-on-5. Shot on net, trying to get it done before that is St. Viator, but falling on it. So 5-on-5 would be any overtime, and we'll play till we drop.
And guys, you got, not to cut you off there, Max, but Pepe LeBoy, you saw him leave that face-off. He's got a problem with his helmet, so we're looking to get it fixed down here. I think one of the reserve players gave him his helmet, so look for him to get back on the ice here soon.
That's a good note. Pepe LeBoy, really important, especially in the offensive zone draw. You probably would have expected him to be out there for this, if for not the equipment issue. Wrapped around the boards and out. New Trier coming 2-on-2. Loftus hustling back to support. The shot, rebound, give it a boom, they score! New Trier takes the lead. It's Hans Huber with 1:18 to go.
Hans Huber has been exceptional in these state playoffs. 8 points in the SHL regular season, 8 points in the playoffs. After that, he gets the rebound, and Brock Hare is in disbelief. A rebound too deadly, and New Trier with 1:18 to go will have to breathe, but they have the 4-3 lead on this timeout called.
Luke, you applauded the rebound control at multiple occasions throughout the game of Brock Hare, and a critical rebound given up there. And how about Hans Huber never giving up on the play, on the doorstep, ready for it.
It's a really awkward spot for Hare to bring it in because he tries to use his glove, but that puck is just about ice level. It hits the bottom of his mitt, and from then it's kicked right on out to Huber, 91 in Navy.
So we've got a timeout as St. Viator has 78 seconds to find an equalizer, or it's going to be New Trier headed back to the state championship for the third straight season. Timeout St. Viator, and you would assume probably Hare and net for the start, but a quick trigger to get him off. I don't know if Wes has been able to listen in or see in whether they plan to start the play with or without Hare and net.
I think Hare's going to go back to the net, just making sure that they win that face-off first. And the message in that timeout for Viator was win your battles. They're just going through who the personnel is going to be on the ice once Brock Hare comes out of the net. So we're going to see a big press here in the next minute and 18 seconds by the Lions.
Minute 18 separate the New Trier Trevians for a chance to defend their back-to-back state championships. St. Viator trying to change that script. Cibitrov takes the puck into the zone. Comes a weird bounce off the boards. There goes Hare. Hare is going to actually help his teammate out after the puck gets cleared, but he's going to head to the bench. Almost too many men on the ice on the hop-off there from Brock Hare. 6 attackers on the ice. St. Viator, final minute. This one's cleared, looking to track just wide of the net. That'll be icing with 49.9 to go.
I don't mind the icing attempts from New Trier, but you don't want to do them too much. Nonetheless, they have been dominant at the face-off dot, especially in this third period. Draw one back and just try to float it out of the zone as soon as you can.
And guys, Hans Huber, maybe the biggest goal of his life. He had a couple goals in those big blowout victories for New Trier in the early rounds, but in SHL play, his first goal since December the 8th.
No better time if you're a Trevian fan for Hans Huber. Puck right out in front. Backdoor chance. What a save, Schmidt.
Guys, earlier it was the left skate to just now it is the right pad. You probably had a better look at it than I did, but Wyatt Schmidt full splits to keep this a 4-3 game in favor of the Trevians.
Watch Connor Sibatroff has the puck on his stick, just can't get it up over the pad of Schmidt.
He didn't clip his toenails this morning, boys. That's exactly why he made that save.
43 to go, offensive zone draw for St. Viator. Aiden O'Neill needs it more than any draw of the season, and he gets it. Loftus on the puck, backhanded chance, backdoor just missing. Sibatroff wasn't ready for it. LeBoy keeps it in the zone. Looked like it was an onside play.
That was onside.
Aiden O'Neill carrying it in. O'Neill with 25, centering, sprawling to block it. Trevians throwing everything they can to keep the puck out. Marino turns, he'll fire. That puck channeling towards the net just wide with 16 to go.
You know, neither of these guys are going to be changing many skaters. It looks like Marino's coming off, as well as Finger for New Trier, but St. Viator trusting in their top guys. Aiden O'Neill with a couple of great, consistent face-off wins in his last couple tries, and now he's got the biggest one.
O'Neill won the last one. If they have a chance, it's got to be from a face-off win. He wins it cleanly. The shot just misses the cage from Loftus and goes too hard around the boards. The boy can't keep it. 10 to go. Fires it right back in on Schmidt. Near half wall. Final couple seconds. Shot just wide. Loftus, one more chance. Shoots. Knocked down in front. Now in the corner. New Trier's headed back to the state championship.
Simply one of the best high school hockey games you will see for a long time, and jubilation on one side and just distraught on the other. St. Viator played their hearts out in this one, but New Trier on that rebound goal in the end, they never gave St. Viator that lead. And in the end, it's one goal that separates these two, but what a game for both teams. Praise to St. Viator. I know their season's over, but incredible job. And New Trier is going to have a busy week. The SHL Championship, as well as, of course, the big stage down in Chicago.
Two teams who absolutely battled it out here today. St. Viator, we told you off the top, the only SHL, I should say the only team in the state, period, to beat this New Trier team twice this season. And you saw why. They gave absolutely everything for the last 51 minutes, but come up just short. See Wes Anderson down on ice level. He'll get some thoughts, I'm sure, from the victorious Trevians in here in just a moment. But there's one thing we know, Luke. We know who the home team's going to be 8 days from today at 4:30.
Yeah, New Trier has earned it. In the last 2 years, back-to-back SHL champs, state champs, they have earned that name to be the top team in the state, along with this year's performance. It has been dominance, but I don't think they've seen a game like this, especially in the semifinals, in a while. It was tight and contested, and they knew where to be, and they find the win.
Hans Huber gets the game winner. I can see Wes stalking him as we speak, trying to get him here with some thoughts after the game. But for Huber, you mentioned it, first time, and we'll send it right down. Wes has the game-winning goal scorer, Hans Huber.
Thanks, guys. It was back and forth all of that third period. First of all, just take us through your goal when you pick up the chains there.
Yeah, I mean, I just drove the net. My line mate Harrison made a great play on the net, and I just tapped it in.
So take us through the mood on the bench. They came back 3 times to tie the game. What was the mood on the bench after the Viator third goal?
Yeah, I mean, we just kept our heads up. We knew we'd been here before. It's a great coaching staff, great, just yeah, everybody was up, and we knew we were going to take that.
Now looking ahead, you guys are going back to the state championship game for the 18th time. What would it mean for this senior group to bring back yet another state championship to the New Trier?
I mean, a three-peat it's a dynasty, and I mean, it means everything, and we're going to do our best to get it done.
All right, good luck with your team.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Wes. As Huber, exuberant as always. Wes, thank you for everything down on ice level here in Game 1 of the semifinals. Luke, it was a back-and-forth affair. Wes talked about it in that post-game interview. The ability for St. Viator to keep pushing the entire game. You see exactly why they were here on the stage.
Absolutely. New Trier is known as the deepest roster in the state, but St. Viator was stride for stride with them. Doesn't matter first line versus fourth line. They found guys that really just emptied their entire tank out in that game, and I have nothing but respect for the Lions.
Well, that will do it for us here in Game 1 of the state semifinals. Thank you so much for being with us. Big thank you to our huge crew on hand here at J&M Media. Of course, we've got Joel Schneider on the camera right in front of me here. Gerard Boris over my shoulder. Matt Freeman was wandering all over the rink, bringing you those great mobile shots all game long. Wes Anderson down on ice level. It was Jimmy the Wiz Olsen doing the incredible job, the new open video, all the graphics, the replays, all the amazing technical work. Dylan Ward, Luke Jordan to my right. I'm Max Anderson. Thank you so much. Come right back just a couple of hours away from Game 2, where either Bennett or Loyola will meet New Trier Green in the state championship. But until then, bid you a good day, and we'll talk to you again in a few hours.